Once upon a time, in a factory all day, young women and teenagers would work and play. They worked away making watches so bright, so these watches could easily be seen at night. Shaping brushes to a point so fine, then painting their numbers on, one at a time. They painted the watches with glowing paint, then they would play with it during their break. In their hair, on their teeth, the paint would go, but then slowly the number of girls became low. One by one they started to fall ill, until the factory became almost still. To understand what happened to these girls, we first need to understand what radiation is. An isotope is an atom with a different amount of neutrons in its nucleus. A radioisotope is an isotope which is unstable. In the nucleus there are two forces, the electromagnetic force and a strong nuclear force. In a stable nucleus, the forces are balanced, but in an unstable nucleus, the forces are unbalanced. Any element with an atomic number over 92 is radioactive. The nucleus is too big to stay together, so it emits particles called radiation in an attempt to become stable. Alpha particles are a form of radiation which is made up of 2 protons and 2 neutrons, just like a helium atom. Outside the body, alpha radiation is not as dangerous to us. The radiation can be stopped by a piece of paper, clothing, or even a layer of dead skin cells. But inside the body, it can become a deadly poison. Alpha particles remove or add electrons to a cell, which turns them into an ion. This then creates unwanted chemical reactions, which can damage or kill the cells in your body. So what happened to the girls in the factory? The paint contained luminous material called radium. Radium is radioactive and emits alpha particles. The simple act of shaping their brushes caused the girls to swallow the paint. Once inside their bodies, the radiation could do all sorts of damage. Luckily, a group called the Radium Girls were able to sue their employer for contracting occupational disease. In the wake of the case, industrial safety standards were improved for many decades to come. The Radium Girls changed history for those working in similar conditions. And so ends the case of the radium watches.